Welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer, and in today's episode we have two Champions League games. Yes, it's the round of 16 and it's Marseille, home and away. Let's have a little look at the schedule, see how it's been going. Not too many games played since you were last with me. So we had a nice 1-0 win against Wolfsburg. A little bit tight, but at least it was the 3 points. And then our bogey team this year, well, apart from that other unmentionable team, our bogey team, we just don't seem to have the measure of RB Leipzig. And they beat us 2-1, so not ideal. Then we played Hamburg. Nice 4-1 win in that, so we bounced back. I find the season very odd where we have these kind of blips where we lose a game. You think, well, is this going to be like we're going to go on a bad run? But then we bounce back the game afterwards and win 4-1. Then we played Leverkusen, 1-1, not ideal. Schalke 04, 2-0 victory. And Hertha Berlin, a nice 2-1 victory in that one. And then today we're going to be watching the two legs against Marseille in the Champions League. And I'll play Eintracht Frankfurt off camera. And some exciting news, really. I don't know whether you've noticed or not, but Goncalves, I brought him in initially as the left winger and didn't really fit in very well there. Played him as striker a few times. This is last season. Plays him as striker a few times. And he was scoring for fun. Can't really find a spot for him. Played him up front this season as a 2. And again, not really finding his feet. So more about the tactic and formation shortly. But if you notice here, Goncalves hat-trick, Goncalves again, Goncalves again, Goncalves. He scored in every game and a hat-trick in one of the games as well. And the story behind that is, I did say to you that Leonardo, he wasn't going to sign a new contract and I was potentially going to lose him. So I did put him on the market. And eventually, I did sell him. 55 million he went for. And, with the whole Goncalves problem, in theory, I had that the reason I started with this 2-striker system was that I had 4 strikers. But it became fairly clear that the young Brazilian lad, the 19-year-old, he is a little bit too young, and he can come on now and again. Wiper, however you want to pronounce his name. He can score goals. Goncalves, not so much. He wasn't working well in that 2 up top. Tried an attacking mid, didn't really work. Obviously, we weren't playing with wingers. So really, I was backed out of 2 strikers, Wiper and Leonardo. Leonardo's gone. So a bit of head scratching again. Do an awful lot of that if you've not noticed. But a bit of head scratching, I thought, right, we maybe need to go back to the winger system, and that's exactly what I've done. So I will talk more about that when we're in the dugout for the Marseille game. However, I did have a little bit of money burning a hole in my pocket, so I thought, right, okay then. So what's the new tactic we're going to play? And decided to play with an attacking midfielder. So wingers, attacking midfielder. It's a tactic that is a little bit new to us, but it's very, very, offensive. So anyway, I brought in Alex Scott, and we paid about 70-odd million for him. He's an attacking midfield player. I mean, I don't need to read his stats out for you. He's a bit off the scale, if I'm honest. A 23-year-old English lad, and he's hit the ground running. If we have a quick look, he's made 4 appearances, scored 2 assists, 1 player a match, 7.25. I have no grumbles at all about that. Okay, so let's have a look at this tactic and formation, and I'll see you in the dugout for the Marseille game. Well, welcome to France for this last 16 of the Champions League game against Marseille. And this is the new tactic that we're playing, and we have been playing this for about half a dozen games now. Goncalves has scored in every single game. He scored a hat-trick in one of them. So Goncalves is on fire at the moment. So anyway, the team is Simon in goal, back 4 of Nets, Vardiol, Thiaw and Fresneda. We don't have a DM in this system now, so we've got a deep line playmaker and a box-to-box. And we seem to be doing okay with it. Hopefully we'll do okay today. So Glock and Dewey, the 2 young lads, are in midfield. We have Damsgaard and Yankov on the wings. The thing about Damsgaard is I actually brought him in to be the attacking midfield player. but his original position is as a winger. So it actually fits into this system really nicely. We've got the new lad Scott as the attacking midfielder, and Goncalves is up front. So let's see if we can turn Marseille over. It's the away leg first, obviously. Well, I'm in France, so it would be, wouldn't it? And we've got the home leg second. So everything is set up for us now. I think this is a winnable tie, and well, let's get stuck in. And well, there's been no highlights up to now. We're in the 15th minute, and the first thing that has happened is an injury. Yankov has got injured, so Collado is going to have to come on. We're going to confirm that and carry on with this, well, uneventful game. There's been absolutely no highlights whatsoever. And we do get the first highlight. Damsgaard there just stands with the ball and gets it robbed from him. So now Marseille coming forward. Can we repel this? And actually we didn't get a tackle in, but the keeper didn't have to make a save as the striker put the ball past the post. Nets now with a corner. Fires the corner in, comes out to Damsgaard, Vardiol, Glock with a bit of a rocket of a shot, but that goes wide of the post. And we come up to half time now, so a very, very uneventful first half. And I think I'm going to say our shooting's not been good enough. So let's see if that puts a bit of a rocket up them, and let's see if we can get a few more shots on target. I mean, Marseille have had the better of the game, if you can call it that. So we come back to a highlight there, which is just the keeper catching the ball. Header there, into midfield. We don't pick the ball up. And we still not pick the ball up. That's going to be... No, what a great save from Dennis Simon. But it looks like it has been given as offside. Okay, 62 minutes, and we have a really, really tired team. Very, very tired. The whole kind of... I don't know. Well, I'm not quite sure why we're tired, because at the end of the day, this is the first Champions League game that we've played for a good while, actually, because we avoided that playoff game. So I'm not quite sure why we're really tired. But anyway, 4 changes. So the young kid, Alentejo, has come on up front. Viper comes on at shadow striker, and I've changed both my midfielders. So we've got Esposito and Lokonga have come on now. Let's see if we can just nick a goal to take back to Germany with us. And the first highlight after the changes have been made. Nets down this left-hand side, passes into Esposito. Damsgaard over the top, and I thought that was going to bounce into the net. No, oh, we're not that lucky. No, unfortunately, we're not that lucky for the ball to bounce into the net. Absolutely typical. Okay, fine. We carry on, and this game has been a real grind. We have actually now started taking more shots. We're on top in the game a little bit now, but Marseille do have a free kick here. Dennis Simon needs to have his wits about him. But it skims the top of the net and goes over. So it's 0-0. It looks like it's going to go through a full time at 0-0. Marseille do have a corner though. And the corner is whipped in. It's in the back of the net. We're losing 1-0, and that is far from ideal. Seconds to go in the game, and we concede a goal from a corner. Absolutely horrible. I mean, oh my word. Far from pleased with that result. What is it about having games on camera? Really, really. Oh. Okay, Yankov is out for 4 to 5 weeks now. Absolutely brilliant news. Now I've started playing with wingers again. They've taken one of my best wingers out of the game. Well, that was far from convincing, and the more games I play now against better teams, the more I'm convinced we're not going to win the Champions League this season. If we can't go to Marseille and get a result, because believe me, there's some very, very good teams left in the Champions League. And if we'd have got one of them playing like that, we would have got absolutely hammered. I mean, all we can hope for now is we turn it on in the return leg. But again, you know, I'm playing games off camera. Goncalves is scoring goals for fun. He's banging them in, playing some lovely football. We're passing the ball about really well. We're creating chances. Everything is working really, really well off camera. And as soon as I switch the camera on, it's a dead rubber. There's no highlights. And the only goal we get is in injury time in the final seconds. And it's against us. I'm not too sure, actually. Not too sure what's going on. Okay, well, time to go and play Eintracht Frankfurt off camera now. And, well, I'm sure we'll win that one because it's off camera. And then we'll be back very shortly. And I'll see you in the dugout for the home game against Marseille. See you shortly. Well, welcome to the dugout for this really important game against Marseille. I'm a little bit aware I've not shown you the league table yet, so here it is. And the league table sees us having played 27 games. We're on top with 70 points. Bayern Munich are 8 points behind us. And it's worth having a look at Bayern Munich's recent form. Bayern Munich, the team that beat everybody 5-0, 7-0. Not so much this season. They've lost 5 of the last 7 games. Leipzig beat them 3-2. Leverkusen beat them 2-1 in the Bundesliga. The other games were in the Champions League, but they've lost 5 out of the last 7 games. Well, until they play us, and then they always beat us. Frustrating or what? Let's get back to the team selection. Okay, the team for today is Simon in goal, back 4 of Nets, Gvardiol, Perez and Fresneda. 2 in midfield. I dropped Scott back a little bit just to try and get a little bit more, I don't know, creativity in there, a little bit more pace. So Scott is playing as a box-to-box. Lokonga is the deep-line playmaker. Glock is playing shadow striker today. The wingers are Damsgaard and Collado with Goncalves up front. And we're underway. Let's hope we get some highlights in this game. Well, positive highlights for us. Because in the first game, there were no highlights at all. And at the moment, it looks like a very, very tight game again. Nearly 20 minutes before we get the first highlight. Reguilon is taking the corner here for Marseille. Ball headed back in and it just misses. We do get away with one there. Going to give them a little bit of a shout of encouragement. 20 minutes in. We need to be stepping it up. We are a goal behind, so we need to get at least 2 goals in this game. Ball out to Nets on this side. He's got 2 men on him. Gets rid of it, but to nobody. Nicely won by Lokonga though. Collado, Fresneda. Needs to get that ball in the box. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Can we have a bit of buffoonery? Buffoonery? No, we don't normally get buffoonery that works for us. Ball down there, right hand side. Vitinha now with the ball. Into the box. Dennis Simon picks it out of the air. Nice and comfortable. Half an hour now. Fresneda. Lokonga, but no. Oh, it's one of those games, is it, where both sides are losing possession. That was a strange ball from Glock. Nets now. Going to get the ball in the box. Can we? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Alex Collado there puts the ball in the back of the net with his head. And that was the strangest of balls from Glock, but he obviously knew what he was doing. Spread it wide, get it out to Nets. Nets then comes forward, puts the ball in the box. It clips up off somebody's heels. And Collado is there to head the ball in the back of the net. And we're all square. So we're piling on the pressure now, which is nice to see. Although that ball in there is... Perez has come back nicely there. Fresneda's given the ball away. Oh, I do hate these games where... Trying to commentate on these games sometimes they're a nightmare. You think you've got the ball, but then you've lost it, but then you've won it back again. Nets now. What's Nets going to do with this? Can we be a little bit more positive? Lokonga, Scott, lovely ball forward for Goncalves. Goncalves, the keeper made a howler there. Goncalves just slides the ball into the back of the net. Beautiful ball forward by Scott. Let's just have a look at that one again. I'm expecting a lot of great things from Scott. A lot of his stats are off the scale, and that was a beautiful ball forward. And another highlight for Gladbach. Collado into the box, and that's another ball that pings off somebody's heels. Nets there though, doesn't. Here we are again. So is it Marseille? Yes, it is Marseille who've got the ball. They're coming forward with it. Suarez there, and it hits the post. We got away with one. Just coming up to half time, 45 minutes on the clock, and Collado has got a free kick. Can he stick that one in the back of the net? Can that go in? Yes, it can! Damsgaard there, an absolute rocket from the rebound with 3-0 ahead. 3-1 overall. This is a great result. We can keep hold of this. Collado, absolutely brilliant free kick, and the keeper could only palm it out to Damsgaard, who burst through and smashed it in the back of the net. Absolutely brilliant. So we're going to say, what a 45 minutes was that. You've blown them away. I don't want to make them too big-headed, but that was absolutely brilliant performance in that first half. If we'd have only done that in Marseille and got a goal or two, this game, this tie would have been out of sight. 63 minutes, 4 changes, changed both my wing backs. Rom and Franco have come on, and I've changed the midfield too, so Kraus and Dewey have come on. We have an awful lot of tired legs at the moment. So Marseille do have a corner now. Can we keep it tight? No, we can't. The ball's in the back of the net from that corner. It's now 3-1, 3-2 on aggregate now, and the goal does stand. So I think we're going to drop back to a cautious mentality. 81 minutes now, we are on a cautious mentality, and Weigl has come on for Glock, who was on a yellow card. We do need to try and keep this tight now. We're winning the tie at the moment, 3-2. We're moving in the last 10 minutes of the game. 4 minutes of time added on. Can we do this? Yes, we can. We're through to the next round of the Champions League. And the usual message I'm getting a lot this season: we weren't at our best, but well done lads, pat on the back. I'm not quite sure why we're not at our best a lot of the time. I don't know. Is it my tactic? Is it the way that I'm playing the players? This is a very, very good team. We have former wonder kids in there, and I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, we are through to the next round of the Champions League. And a nice little episode there, through to the next round of the Champions League. I'm glad in that game I did play Gvardiol, because there is a bit of a backstory to that. Badia Shal knocked on my door, crying his eyes out, not in the team, boss. I need to be in the team. In fact, I demand to be in the team, sort it out now. I mean, can you imagine Pep Guardiola in that situation? He would have said, right, there's the door, but keep on walking. There's the plane. Get on the plane and don't darken my doors again. I mean, you know, and of course, from that then, we have the dreaded team leader meeting. I had to get the tissues out. Oh, boss, we're so upset. So in the end, I just had to say to him, you know what? To stop you all crying and flooding my office out, I'll give him the game time. I didn't. I played Gvardiol, and he played great again. He's been him and Thiaw at the back, although Thiaw was suspended for that game. But we have a great defensive partnership there, and I'm glad I stuck to my guns. The trouble is, the dynamics in the dressing room, thanks AI, the dynamics in the dressing room are going to take a hit now. And we've got more Champions League games to go. But let's keep it positive, shall we? So, thanks for watching. It's been a really good episode. We're top of the Bundesliga. We're through in the next round in the Champions League. And, well, all is rosy at the moment. And I'm quite a happy Gobby Gaffer. So, we'll see you next time.